Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, playing Phoenix Point. I've run the game on since the last video just to heal everybody up. I've done a few other little bits as well. I researched reverse engineering the weapon we found, the shotgun from the Disciples of Anu, and I've now made one. Here's one I made earlier, and I've equipped it, so we've now got that. I mean, if you look at the other weapons, it's not stunningly better. Damage 30, this is damage 35. It does some different sorts of damage, but it's just good to have different types of weapons. Otherwise you'll end up with, for example, you'll end up with all your assaults having the same gun. So even if you've got good guns, the one that we got from New Jericho that we kind of bought ready made, she's got a different gun. Even if they're all that, which is more damage than both of the guns we have, it's not, you don't want everyone to have the same gun because they can all have slightly different effects. They've got different ranges, they've got different amounts of ammo, so it's good to mix it up. So that's the one thing we did. Another thing that happened is we've started researching, after researching reverse engineering, we've also started researching Pandoran capture and containment, which is exactly what it says. You can capture them, Pandorans, and you can bring them back. It will give you the option, once we do this, to have a cell or cells where you can bring them back. It can be very useful because you can basically dissect them and you can get bonuses against killing different Pandorans because you dissect them. Later on you can harvest them for something that you might want. It is slightly awkward to catch them. What you'll have to do is you have to paralyze them so they can't move. And the problem with that can be sometimes that you need to paralyze them and you need to keep topping it up. So basically, if something's action points 30 and you need to paralyze it past 30 to keep it paralyzed, the paralysis will wear off and it will gradually become unparalyzed, if that's the word, and you'll need to keep topping it up. And that can be slightly problematic during a mission, to keep paralysing something over and over again. On occasion you'll do it accidentally and you'll just get one because you paralyse something with paralysing weapons, and you'll just get one because you've done it and you didn't even realise. But it can be, I wouldn't say it's impossible, it's not difficult, but it can be problematic depending on the mission because, you know, obviously, you know, if you're concentrating on trying to keep something paralysed and that's going to take at least one person to keep shooting it quite a bit, you're not going to have options to be fighting off other Pandorans. So, you know, you want to kill one and you're keeping it paralysed. So it's good to have it, but it won't be something you can do. You'll have to pick your mission. There'll be a mission, as you've seen with the ones I've played, where it's relatively easy and you have the option to kind of, you know, do what you want, paralyse something if you wish. But you'll have to pick the mission to do it because some missions it just won't be practical. So we'll research that anyway. Other than that, we've just moved on to everyone's health. We did a few bits, and I'm going to do this mission now, which is recover an abandoned vehicle. This is good because you get a vehicle for free, basically, and the vehicles are useful. You can transport people, but more than that, they have weapons, and so they're quite useful. Again, you don't want to be always using them because they're expensive. They cost a lot of money or tech and things to make, so you don't want to use them in sometimes risky missions, because if it gets destroyed you've got to make a new one and it takes a long time, and you may not, I'll just show you actually, it takes a long time and you may not have the resources to do it. So there you can see the Gemini thing. Now that's what you can make now, and as you can see it takes 4 days, and it costs 480 in materials or money or whatever. Takes some tech as well. Tech's not a problem at the moment, but it takes tech and materials, money, and that's just the basic. Then you need the gun, which is another day, and so altogether that's quite a lot of tech, quite a lot of materials, and quite a lot of time. So you won't want to be doing that often, so you don't want to get them destroyed. So again, it's like pick your missions, when you'll need them, when you won't need them. So anyway, we'll just go to here. So it is what it is. You can control the vehicle. Basically, this is sort of like the scavenger missions. You want to get it and get away as quickly as you can. You don't want to hang around for any reason. We've got all our people set up, so that's fine. One of the things I realised during playing the last game or video was that I think I mentioned when we had a sniper up on the top of a building, and I said this is a good position now, but it may not be later. And that goes with almost all those kind of positioning things with your troops in this game. I think again with XCOM 2, for example, what's a good position is always a good position. I mean, if you've got a sniper on the top of a tower or cliff, the same problems will be there if it's very early or it's later, which is basically someone can shoot you, or someone can whatever can happen to you at the beginning, it can happen to you at the end. Basically, there's nothing different. But in this game, what might be a good position early may not be a good position later, and also what might be a good position against one kind of enemy or even one enemy type of the same kind of enemies, like one Pandoran with all those slightly like short range guns, will be different. So in XCOM, it's quite possible to keep doing the same, not the same tactic I'd say, but yeah, I would say with snipers, you get your sniper to high ground quickly, as long as it's high ground, it's not always, and put them somewhere overwatching, and then you can shoot things from high up, and that's kind of the tactic. And yes, sometimes something can come along and shoot you from distance, or the septopods can shoot you from close up because they move very quickly on those big legs. But that's the tactic, whereas in this, having a sniper high up won't always be a very good tactic at all, because most of the enemies, including Pandorans, end up with snipers, and they can shoot you from a distance as well, and Advent don't have snipers in XCOM, so that's one thing. And also they've got these berserkers and things that move very quickly, and they can climb up to where your sniper is, and they can do loads of melee damage before you even realise what's happening. So let's just see if we can see the ground. There's it's one of those horrible mind fragger things. Obviously it's not going to tell you where the Pandorans are, except that mind frag. I don't know why that one mind fragger is there like that. I'm going to guess that what we want is over that side somewhere, possibly there, but it's certainly going to be that way, so we will just move that way. I'm just checking there's nothing else around. Okay, so you've seen the layout, it's a kind of run down, destroyed village or something. So again, you want to be doing this as quickly as you can without being kind of gun-ho, because we don't know what's here. Like with all missions in all games, there's lots of missions in this game. The earlier you do them, I would say in this especially, rather than
acquiring targets.
Can we shoot that? We'll think about it. The quicker you do them, the better, because these obviously the enemies get stronger, and the mist that the Pandorans use, the areas it covers get bigger, so you're more under pressure, because when you're in the areas where the mist covers, that red mist over the map, it's much more dangerous, there's more Pandorans. So there's much more missions in this than in, say, XCOM, and it makes much more difference if you do them quickly. Whereas in XCOM, you only get limited amount of missions all the time. There's not more than one you've really got, and to do it at the same time, other than maybe attack a facility, and you may have multiple facilities to attack. But there is what it is. The Advent don't upgrade that quickly, so you're going to do the different missions, and there's no real rush. In fact, like I said, I think that in XCOM upgrade quicker than Advent, So actually there's no rush, because waiting can be beneficial. Waiting until you upgrade the new weapon, waiting until you upgrade the new armour, etc. So we'll just... I'm aware there's a mind fragger thing there, and they're very annoying. So we don't want to... Oh, that shot looks rubbish. But what we don't want to do is end up running that way and getting that thing stuck on somebody's face, because it's not nice. It's not an attractive look. And then we've got to shoot it off. So okay, now we found another thing. There's a mind fragger there. There's something over there, but that's not going to bother us yet. I'll see if we can shoot that. I think we hit it a few times. But here's what it is. She's going to overwatch, because I'm not sure if we can shoot it. And what you don't want to do with these mind fragger things, and the worm things as well, is you don't want to use up all your shots on tiny things at a distance trying to shoot them, and then you've got those shots and it just runs up and poisons you, or with the mind fragger it just jumps in your face, which is not good. So we'll just set up a few overwatches, and there's not much point in people with heavy weapons trying to shoot those mind fragger things, because they won't. So that looks possible. Yeah, got it. Okay, that's good. Good. And now we've got that thing dead, which I was more concerned that we can see if we can get a bit of a lay of the land. That's everybody, I think. Yeah. Now in this, I said in the other thing, the mist sentinels don't matter unless you've got to go through the mist, but in this, the mist sentinels kind of between where we want to get to and where we are. So it's, yeah, you can see they upgrade all the time, these things. They've got viral weapons now. And as I said before, it's prudent to look at what they've upgraded, but I always just do it in the mission. I don't bother looking at all the reports of what things have changed, because to be honest, there's not much you can do. If they've changed, they've changed. If that's upgraded to a paralysing there's nothing you can do about it. If you found out that before the mission, there's no defence against paralysing, so you wouldn't change what you do. In mission you might, and then it will tell you in mission, and you can look at it in mission and see what the new thing is. You won't remember, like I said, you won't remember all these different variations, and there's many variations. The one thing you do know in this mission is that you're not going to get any help, because it's just us. There's no other faction coming to... So there's a thing there. And there's a thing there. I think he's better watch, because there's two things round there, and if we go to that wall, that is not a good shot. I mean, it might hit, but you wouldn't bet on it. And like I said, that's in all games probably, it's a question of like speed and doing the mission and not getting ahead of yourself and getting killed. Oh, okay. I'm sure we can shoot that, which we will if we've got another shot. Oh, we'll shoot that, that's better. And now always remember, you've got that chaos gun, which now comes in useful because we've got another gun that's very good and we can overwatch with that. Like I said, you have to sort of take a few risks, because if everyone just stays in one place and overwatches, you never get anywhere. So it's a balance. That one not as well moved because they've not got much movement because they were heavy. That's probably... that one can go there, that's good cover. I don't really want to waste time shooting that. It's not waste time shooting that missed sentinel, but while you're shooting that, these other Pandorans running about that you're not shooting, so it's kind of, as you can see, it's definitely going to create a lot of mist, and that's worth stopping. But at the same time, there's lots of Pandorans, so you can't kill everything, and that mist sentinel you won't be able to kill in a couple of turns, a couple of shots. You'll need to concentrate on it. So it's all a balance. That one's bleeding a bit, but not enough to kill it. Yeah, that one's going to come out. Later on, when they have, like I said, the Pandorans have missed. Oh, that Chaos gun's quite good. Like I said, it gets 2 shots as well. Later on, when the Pandorans have, yeah, okay, whatever. Later on, when the Pandorans have snipers, they can be very lethal. Their snipers can almost kill you in 1 shot sometimes, which is again that thing about where you've got people, your own snipers in exposed positions. Their snipers can be very accurate and they can be very lethal. The same applies to New Jericho snipers. They can be very good, and Sanhedrin even. So that's a difference between this and XCOM, because Advent don't have snipers. We're going to have to, again, we're going to have to move some people in, because we don't want to be just ambling about here. We'll see if this one can hit anything. Like I said, with the heavy, actually XCOM's the same. With the heavy, it's just, you miss sometimes more than you do with anything else. So that's good. We hit at least once, which is something. So let's just move everybody up a little bit. Otherwise everyone's going to stay back and we'll end up. Oh, well, that was good. That was a gun we reverse engineered from Disciples of Anu. It's a shotgun, which obviously is a close range thing, but as you can see, close range, it can be very good. So we're going to go around there and we'll see if we can get that one. Again, it's sometimes in these missions when you've got to go and get things, and even if things are still respawning, sometimes if you kill all the no, it's not going to be any good shot there, so we won't bother. Sometimes if you kill all the ones that are there to start with, the respawning ones don't come in that quickly, and it's worth killing everything and then waiting and moving in later. And other times they just keep respawning a lot, and it's very hard to actually know what they're going to do. There's no point in shooting that from there. What's over there? That's much too far away. So we'll just overwatch this one, because we know that one's near enough to kill, and everyone's had their goes. That missed out on the Sentinel is going to do the same thing. And like I said, you can dissipate the mist by throwing grenades into it if you want to. And there's our vehicle, and it's still some way away. That was the worst shot ever. Yeah, I keep shooting the same person. That's nice. I was playing again in my game off video, and it was just really funny. I was doing a base defense, and the Pandorans kept shooting the same person. Although I kept healing the same person, they kept shooting the same person. There were other people who were equally on not great health or in the same vicinity, would have been easier shots, and they just kept shooting the same person over and over again. It was like, what the hell? Okay, that's bad. So it's good for the video. So they've panicked because they got shot a lot, and you can't move them. That can be very bad. It happens in XCOM as well, where if it happens at the wrong moment, you can suddenly lose somebody when you think you can evacuate, or when you're trying to get somewhere, and it can be very annoying. So we're going to have to try and kill this idiot, because it's really getting on my nerves. I think we'll get that guy that we put around there. If he moves there, surely he can kill it from there. I don't know what health it's still on. Yeah, that's going to be it for you, mate. Okay, so where we're trying to get to is... all the way over there, so... So we've got two kind of options. We can try and go around the back there, and that's going to be nearer, or we can try and go that way. We can't tell if the mist is going to come across there, but I think we have to try and go the quickest way. That's what I think. There's no point in doing. Actually, we do that jump thing with the heavy, because that's useful. That's the one that can be really temperamental, because sometimes you can have a really good shot and you can just miss completely. But that jump thing can be good because you can move them quickly if you need to do using that. It does use up your whole turn, which is not good. You can't jump. It would be really good if you could jump. I thought this many times. It'd be really good if you could jump somewhere and then you could shoot. So you could jump in front of an enemy or behind an enemy and shoot them on the same turn, but you can't. But it does mean that your heavy can catch up if they're sort of lagging behind or you need to get them somewhere. So there's that. That one's weedy. Those ones are easier to kill. They've got a gun, so they do damage, but they have no shield. And yeah, as you can see how much we killed that one, they're simple to kill. Of course, they upgrade later on, and they become more difficult. They upgrade into something, I can't remember what. You can't even remember sometimes what some of these things started off as. It's quite weird. It's like the evolution of mankind. So there's always some, there's always some weird Pandoran stuff in Mist. You never know what it's going to be. They hide in there, there's some weirdo in there shooting, which we may want to throw a grenade at later. Yeah, that paralysis thing can be annoying as well. Yeah, it's obvious what paralysis is. Like I said, if you want to paralyse them, you have to use the same principle. You have to paralyse them more than action points, and the same with us. But that can be very bad, because at some point sometimes you can't move at all. And at the moment we've got one person panicked, which can't move, and one person's getting a bit paralysed. They're not paralysed, but we don't want them to get any more paralysed, because that's not going to help.
I'll be okay.
So that's the one that's a bit paralysed. So I think we need to, let's see, how far are we away? Okay, we'll leave her for the moment. Again, you have to kind of, where's that one? You have to kind of think of moving against risks, because you can't all just stand in the same place. We're going to have to try and kill that one, because that's one of those ones that smashes you from close up. I'm not sure if we're going to shoot that again. So what we might do, I've done that before, is could be a useful tactic. If it doesn't work, it's a real mess. You can try and get your heavy, because they've got this, to the vehicle while everyone else is back there. Now, if it's a Mind Fragger or a Pandoran or something around there, we're in trouble. But if not, it can be a good tactic. So he's kind of stuck behind that wall, which I didn't really think of when I did that. So he's going to have to do something. I guess he's going to go there and shoot that. She's a bit paralysed. And the thing that's doing the paralysis damage is in that mist. So, they can't shoot, they've done their turn. I think we might have to, I don't know, I'm going to have to think about that with her. I think we'll kill that if we can. Yeah, let's kill that because we didn't kill that. Okay, this is working out less well than it might have done. Let's give her some cover.
Ready to fire.
Panicked, like that sniper was, whoever she is, that one. What happens is even if they become unpanicked, that's not a word, but anyway, you can't use them again that turn anyway, and sometimes they'll just panic again, so that's not great. I mean, they can not really do much there, so. Okay. So as you can see, it's that. Yeah, there you go. There's one with the sniper rifle, and that's where you start getting into that. You can't just stick your snipers on top of buildings because they've got a sniper and they can shoot you on top of a building. So it's the one thing which I hadn't actually even thought about, where XCOM, the Advent, have no snipers. So of course they have things that can do things at distance. Ow. But they don't have snipers. So when you put your snipers on top of something, you're not going to end up with someone shooting you at a distance with a sniper rifle. Even the sector pods and those things that work, they can shoot you at kind of a distance. They still get that sector pod thing, still gets good. Close up, so return fire is very good. That's going to come and hit somebody. Oh, it's going to hit the one that's panicked, that's all I mean. Oh, it's going to kill her. And you all lose will points when somebody dies, so that's not good. So... We're going to have to make her. Where's that thing gone? We're going to have to make a break for the... Let's go around the back of that actually. It's the only option. And we just keep going.
Moving to position.
As they say, when you're in hell, keep going. Okay, so everybody else is a bit stuck.
Targeting.
We have to kill some of these things because there's too many of them. She's going to have to shoot that.
Succeeded.
injuring them again. Yeah, good. And then we've got one more person who's going to kill that because that's not going to die. Okay. Oh, we killed a lot. So we're just going to... There's no way all our guys are going to get around to where that vehicle is. Because you can see how long it's taken the one that was doing the jet jump. So there's no way we're all going to get there. So what we're going to try and do is get that person to get there. And one thing you need to remember is where's that vehicle thing gone? Okay, it's somewhere over there anyway, so. Yes, if there's somebody there, we don't care.
Repositioning. Prioritizing speed.
One thing to remember is that where that person got killed, which was their sniper, theoretically, let's just check. Yeah, so theoretically you can go, it didn't tell you, or maybe it did tell you originally, you can go and pick up all the stuff, and one of the things they had was that gun we bought, which is expensive. So you want to get it back, basically. The other stuff we'd like to get back, but we can't get everything. So take what you can get. But always remember, if someone dies and they've got something very good, go and get it. So there's one over there we'll overwatch.
Providing overwatch.
It's very easy to just leave some really good equipment behind.
I'll keep both eyes open.
But yeah, it's the same principle as XCOM. If someone panics, or you can't control them, sometimes they get mind controlled in this as well in XCOM, you're kind of doomed, because that one panicked, then we couldn't move them, and then we couldn't do anything, so we couldn't heal them, we could have healed them if someone had got near, but we couldn't, they couldn't do anything themselves, they couldn't get better cover, and then they died. So, okay, where's that? There it is. Let's see if we can, yeah, we can jet jump to that.
Taking
So
action.
that will give us control of that. Hopefully, there we go. Now we have control thing, and now you want to find, because you do have to evacuate in this, so you'll need to find out where the evacuation point is. And I don't know where it is. Knowing out, like it's right round the back here somewhere. I don't know. Okay, so maybe it's not going to tell you until you get into the vehicle or move the vehicle. I don't know. Anyway, we continue. There's no point in all of our guys trying to run around until we know where we've got to go to. So we'll shoot them. Yeah, we'll shoot that. That's the one with a shield. It also a melee thing, so we don't want that getting near, but we don't. What's this over here? We'll shoot that. There's something there. I don't know what it is. I think we hit our own person, which is, again, it's one of the risks in this. It's very easy to shoot your own people. Probably will overwatch because we won't kill it if we shoot it again. I think that's too far.
Confirming target.
No, we won't do that. Then Not really shot. And now we've got that. So we can move that to wherever we want. It's got a gun, so that's good. I'm just trying to find where the extraction point is, because usually it's really obvious. But in this, oh, it's there, okay. Like I said, it doesn't tell you until you get the control of the thing and actually start doing it, so it's a long way away. So now it's kind of benefited us that we didn't all go that way, because had we all gone that way, we'd all have to go all the way back. That's quite strong, so usually even if you've got quite a long way to go, they're not going to be able to kill that, so you don't need to worry. Just put her in cover. So often the tactic in this mission, and this is always a mission in this game, is to kind of get your people halfway or less than halfway. I think we've gone with the rest of ours, and then get control of the vehicle, and now haven't got to go all the way back, because it's much easier to get the vehicle back than it is to get you guys back, except the one with the jet jump. Yeah, good. See, that shotgun thing can be very useful as an Overwatch. So the whole thing now is to get this back. That's all we want to do. There's nothing else matters. Doesn't matter if it has to go into the mist, because like I said, it's got a lot of hit points. So that's going to be fine. Where something else might not be, that won't die in the mist, and you just got to get it the most direct way back. Then really now you need to be evacuating a bit, because she can jet jump, so that's fine, but you need to be thinking about evacuating. Put her on top, because then I'm sure she's going to have another good jet jump. In reality, well, I don't always do it like this, but in reality it would have been preferable to have done this mission before the mist came over this, and they didn't have quite as many Pandorans to fight, but it is what it is. You can't do all the missions at the same time, so yes, we could have done this one earlier, but then there's other missions we couldn't have done, so you know, you have to pick your missions. And like I said, you early on there is a thing that keeps coming up, and it says you need to make more vehicles and ships, but then you need to make more people to put in them. And so although we've got a lot of resources, and I've already said we've got quite a lot of resources, I'm going to put that one in cover because she's a bit injured, rather than trying to heal her there and she's standing in the open. Yeah, so although we've got a lot of resources, by the time I'll show you, by the time you've got a vehicle, and by vehicle they mean another ship to transport people, by the time you've got another ship, so you can do more than one mission at the same time, you've got another ship, and you filled it with people, which is another 6 people. Ow. Good, die. Yeah, everyone's poisoned or they've got viral damage, it's all very bad. Then that's a lot of resources. It's probably going to end up more resources than we have, because I think to make the ship we can make now is, I think, 1,200 in money or resources. And then each person we make, we'd need to make armour for them, and we'd need to do all the other bits, guns and everything, and you just won't have the resources. So we're just going to get this. That's the whole point of this mission. To be honest, I mean, we don't want to get anyone killed, but once you've got to this point, we just want to get that back. Because once you get that back, you are sorted, and even if everybody dies, which we don't want them to, but if everyone dies, you're still okay. I'm going to check what she's doing. Okay, what you can do is you can put people in the vehicle as well, so she's not doing very well, so we're going to put her in there for safekeeping. And then really now we just want to get everybody out. In fact, now if everyone was gone, it wouldn't make any difference, because there's no way that vehicle is going to get destroyed from where it is. So basically we just want to get everybody as far away as we can, and hopefully nobody else dies. That one's doing okay because that one's got the jump, so they will be fine and they've not even been injured. But everybody else is poison, bleeding, viral damage, some other damage, da 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 da. And again, there's no real point in having someone doing overwatches because we just want to get away now. Yeah, just run away. Same her, because the further back you get now, the further it's going to be for them to shoot us, basically. So you can see that mist thing's still making mist, but as you can see from the way it worked out, yes, there was a thing there. There's a thing in the mist that shoots us from the mist. It's annoying. That sniper mist, that's good because we've moved further back. And they're not super accurate at this point. And they get the same options as we get. They get one shot. So now we just want to get everybody out. But that mist, as you can see, that mist sentinel thing, it was annoying, but had we spent a lot of time killing it, it would delay their progress really badly. So it's all a toss-up between getting the thing and killing the mist. And the mist, for what that did to us, didn't really inconvenience us any more than the Pandorans. And of course there's always one that won't quite make it. What we'll do now is we'll just keep that there. We couldn't probably get to the evacuation point, but we won't. We'll just stick there. So yeah, this is like I said, this is a good mission. You've seen it now. So because we're in the Pandoran red zone mist, they spawn in often. It's much more dangerous, and ideally you would do this mission before that happens, but you have to pick your missions, and then we wouldn't have done some of the other missions, and we wouldn't. So like I said, there's so many missions in this game that are all ongoing at the same time that you just can't ever do them all before, you know, the Pandorans upgrade or the...
On the move.
And that will be it, I hope. Yeah, you just can't do them all. So whatever missions you leave is always going to be a new mission that you didn't. The same with the one when we went to help New Jericho and liberated their base. That would have been the same. It would have been covered by mist, so, you know, we lose in one, we gain in another. I think what happened there, and that was my fault kind of, is the person we got into the vehicle, they died because they were on low health, and I should actually have probably healed them. I didn't realise how low health, I didn't check. And they died in the vehicle, because once they're in the vehicle they can't be shot by Pandorans, but they can still die if they're bleeding, and that was negligence on my part. I'm sure that her family will sue me if this was the real world. So yeah, that mission, like I said, it's the opposite to the last few missions we did, where they were kind of This is the absolute opposite. It was a difficult mission anyway. This mission to get the vehicle is not simple because, as you can see, you've got to go and get it and drive it back. And also it was difficult because it was in the mist. There was lots of Pandorans spawning in, giving us viruses, giving us poison damage, people panicked. So that's what happens. You get one mission that goes well, and then the mission you've left, sometimes because you were doing other missions, will be more difficult, or sometimes just the mission works out more difficult. That mission's always slightly awkward. So we're going to send that to our base. We can upgrade all the things. Won't affect the factions doing that because they don't care whether we go and pick up our things. So there you go. We've got 2 people died. That's very bad. But we've still got an extra person, and luckily we have got a lot of resources, so we can get a new person from one of the factions if they've got somebody available, or we've got recruits available if we want that. Actually, we do want a sniper, so I think we'll just have that straight away. There are things, I just didn't show you there. There are things where it shows you in the recruits, like the extra things that person comes with. So that one's resourceful, they can get sniper rifle proficiency, healer. So there are things that can be useful as well with those. But you can, like I said, you can upgrade them all, and that one's useful. This here, that thing that's second down on the right, biochemist, all attacks that damage a target also inflict 1 viral damage. That's very good. So we'll have that one because that's a very, very useful thing, because as you saw with the Pandorans there, anything where you can, and I've said this before, anything in this game where you can damage something long term is very useful, and in later game you will rely on that a lot. You won't have weapons, or most of your weapons won't one-shot anything or even two-shot anything. You'll have things, big things with thousands of hit points that you can't kill with your weapons. Basically you'll need to be poisoning them and giving them viral damage and everything else, acid damage, so they're dying over time, fire damage, and then that will be the thing that will kill them eventually. So anything that does that, even early game, that's very useful. Someone who comes with that trait is very useful. So anyway, you've seen a few easy missions now. We've done a very difficult mission. 2 people died. That's the way of war. Thanks for watching. Next time, just to break it up, I will run this game on a bit. I think I might run it on and do that Pandora Nest mission to get that out of the way, because we've already seen one of those, and that will just move the game along a bit anyway. Next time, I'm going to play a mission in Watch Dogs Legion, just to break it up, and I'm going to play one of the Assassin's missions, and I'm going to play a mission which is Kill the Templar. Which is a mission where it's quite difficult. You have to go in, kill one of the Templars in a special set of contracts, and the Templars are hard to kill, and they have lots of soldiers and people around them. So I'm going to do one of those, just to break it up, and in the meantime I'll move this on a little bit, because otherwise all the missions end up looking kind of the same. So I'm going to move this on a bit, probably do the next mission, move it on a little bit in real time, probably just 5 or 10 minutes, but in game time a few days, just so we're at a different place slightly, and I'll probably get a few more soldiers upgraded to armour and stuff, because we haven't got the armour for those guys we just took on. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a good day. Take care.